Good morning, everyone. It's nice to have you here. Today, we are going to talk about organizational resilience. Let's start. As scholars, teachers, and researchers interested in management science, we frequently focus our attention on factors enabling organizational effectiveness or organizational performance. We search for universal patterns, explanations of how to become a successful entrepreneur, how to become rich, or how to foster innovation and creativity. And to be clear, these are all very important questions, and they are quite essential for a business as is. Thus, we search for valid and justified ways for improving the life of individuals, teams, organizations, and societies. However, the recent outbreak forced us to change our point of view, forced us to search for the ways of surviving till the next month, and on answering how to meet the ends. And lo and behold, look what happened. It became quite clear that we focused so much on success factors, we forgot about the prerequisite, survival. And we rarely taught our students how to survive in a business environment. Let me introduce you to the topic of organizational survival, namely the resiliency or organizational resilience. Let's start, can we? And we usually start with a definition. However, I don't really like the way they are expressed. There are lots of complicated words purposefully chosen and carefully crafted so that if you remove one of these, you will no longer be able to understand what's hidden beneath the umbrella term. So my aim today is to say to you what organizational resilience actually means. And it means ability to survive the unforeseen crisis and become stronger afterwards. It's that simple. Okay, so let's try to move further. And to give you an example, let's think about IBM in the early 90s. The company was obviously going down, and it was one of the largest IT companies at that time. In order to keep it alive, there was a plan of dividing this large IT company into smaller parts. However, on April the 1st of 1993, Lou Gertner, a capable manager, became the CEO of the company. And after mass dismissals and the improvement of financial stability by selling IBM's shares, he consolidated and created the company we know right now. It paid back. The company survived and became both stronger and more aware. What's quite surprising, we still know relatively little on how to help falling companies, whether they are manufacturing, trading, or service entities. Although thousands of companies are being helped to live through every single year, either by governments, institutions, or capable managers, we still don't know enough on how to help them effectively. Moreover, we are still not 100% sure on why some companies survive, why others fail in the same or similar circumstances. However, what we already know is what organizational resilience is actually composed of. Or do we? Let's check it out. Let's look at the so-called dimensions of resilience. And dimensions means something that constitutes the issue we are talking about. So, I mean taking the resilience into parts and trying to analyze it. So, researchers started to study resilience more intensively after the September 11th, 2001. The day when the World Trade Center collapsed due to the terrorist attack. Later, the works intensified after the Hurricane Katrina in August 2005, and then afterwards the economic downturn in 2008. We expect the rise of interest in the topic right after the current outbreak. These crises resulted in exponential growth in the number of research papers on the topic, so we should be aware of what actually the resilience is, right? However, we are not. Let's give it a try. Martin, in his work in 2011, indicates 4 constructs that comprise of organizational resilience, which is resistance, recovery, reorientation, and renewal. Which means that company needs to resist against the issue, against the crisis. It has to recover after, it has to reorient, and renew itself afterwards. And these are basically 4 capabilities of an organization. The next significant work made by Christopherson, Nietzsche, and Tyler from 2010 underline 6 issues we should take into account. The first one is innovativeness. The second one is organizational learning. The third one is the infrastructure of the company. The next, human resources, followed by financial resources, and also the diversified resource base. What does it mean? That in order to survive the crisis, you need to be innovative, you need to learn, you need to have appropriate infrastructure, organizational structure in particular, you need to have adequate human resources, you need to have enough financial resources, and diversified resource base. Lee, Vargo, and Seville in 2013 focus on just 2 capabilities, and they are adaptive and planning ones. And finally, the last work I want to mention is that of Cantor and Isarisei. They emphasize the stability, agility, and consistency, which means that organizational ability to survive results from being stable, being agile, and being consistent with what we do. Thus, researchers basically do not agree what actually is hidden beneath the surface of resilience. However, they are sure there are numerous factors that underline it. So, the basic question at this point refers to searching for reasons for organizational resilience. And these reasons are called determinants. It is argued that organization, in order to become resilient, should pay attention to financial and physical resources, as well as develop its cognitive, relational, and emotional capabilities. What we also know is that, in general, family businesses handle crises better than their non-family counterparts. So, to sum it up, in practice, what does it mean to be or to become resilient for a business? It basically means to have slack resources, both financial and physical. Be constantly focused on discovering what's happening in the environment. Make lots of business friends and co-work with other companies and institutions. And be mentally prepared for the future that is uncertain. It also means preparing sound future plans, and organizational resilience also entails constant mobilizing of the staff towards the innovativeness and creativity, both during the prosperity and economic downturn. Thank you for your attention. It was a pleasure to have you here. I hope we'll meet again. Bye-bye.